This is Sketch. I very recently, in fact, just yesterday, found out through one of my friends that Ed Gould, the creator of Ed's World, had passed away. It was a shock to me, honestly. I didn't know what to do. I didn't cry. I didn't do any of that, and I feel guilty that I didn't actually. I morally thought about, just wow, this guy's no longer going to be here. No more animations, no more Ed's World, no more of those Christmas episodes, no more of his Halloween type episodes, which I had looked forward to. No more Ed. It it really was just so much of a shock because, this is one of the guys that, I rarely find people's at their pretty original states, and I first found this guy with his Def when he did a part in a Daft Punk collab. And basically I looked at this collab and I was like, wow, this animation really sucks. But it had kind of a charm to it, and I liked it. And then, when I feel I like something on Newgrounds, I go check out the user's account. And, I looked at the account and I noticed that, his stuff has actually, his stuff had actually gotten better. So I continued to watch his stuff. I continued to be a supporter of him over on Newgrounds. And when I found out he had a YouTube channel, I moved over to his YouTube as well. I basically would go to his channel page every few months just to see if he had a new animation, of which rarely he did. If I can also remember, I remember he helped animate some of the ASDEF comps. When I first saw the Rest in Peace video that I believe it was Tom had created, Tom and Matt, I could hear basically Tom, it sounded like he was holding back a cry so badly. If I can guess, I think that maybe after all that, he just kind of broke down. That's my guess, because he really did. He sounded like he was choking up in that. And who can really blame him when it all came down to, the very first thing I looked at Rest in Peace, and I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be an April Fool's Day joke, and then I look at the date, and I'm like, this isn't April, this is March, and it just really hurts. It's this kind of odd hole. It's like this is a guy I used to watch fairly regularly. I used to go to his account, and I would actually see what he had posted and whatnot. And I hadn't gone there for so long, so I didn't get to know like right away. To know that Ed from Ed's World has passed on is kind of, in its own way, almost a relief. Because, man, 6-year battle with cancer, that'd really suck. And that sounds like so that sounds so underwhelming. It's like, well, that must have sucked. But it's the truth. It had to suck. I mean, even in the little video, Tom basically said that, Ed never saw cancer as anything hugely horrible. He saw it more as a nuisance and just that it was getting in the way of making animations. And that is just kind of touching, really. When I first saw that video, there was always that thought in the back of my mind, like, this could be the end of Ed. But then, I heard one thing was that, he'd already been treated for it before. I also heard that, it had a 70% survival rate, and I was like, wow, you know what? Then this is probably something he's gonna come back from. But no, he ended up passing away from it. This is gonna sound really horrible, is now that there's on the internet that animation of like Ed punching the cancer and that cancer exploding. And that is the first thing that came in my head when it's like that. It was like weird, you know. Now to just figure out what's gonna happen. I've been thinking and pondering and just wondering, what's gonna happen to Ed's world after this? Is Tom or Matt gonna take over? Is the show just gonna end? Are they gonna kill Ed off in the show? Or are they gonna have someone else voice him? Or are they gonna put in this clicheist way, put him in a coma? What are they gonna do? Apparently, he left the first half of the episode and part of the second part, and that means that there will at least be one more Ed's World animation out there. And it's really just so weird. His type of humor was very odd, but it was a really kind of good odd. It was an odd that anyone could laugh at, really. And it's very rare you find any of that nowadays. I wish he were still here. I really do. And I wish he was here to enjoy the daily demutation he got for Hammer and Fail 1. But at least, we can say, his fight is over. And now it's time for him to rest. Rest in peace, Ed Gould. Maybe drinking Coke with the gods. And now to finish off my little bit of speech here, the same way that Tom did. Ed may be gone, but his will keep on spinning.